Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to implement my animations, the shotgun animations that I made in my last video. So first I need to import everything. So I'll start by going to the main character folder. I'm going to create a new folder called animations shotgun. And in here, I'm going to import all my gun animations. So I forget how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's it. And here it prompts me to select my character or the skeleton. I'm using the Clint default pose. And I need to make sure that import animations is checked. So I press import. That's going to take a little while. Okay, so after all those are imported, you see all these stars here, which means I need to save all. And save selected. And all these stars should disappear. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the content folder. I'm going to create a new folder called shotgun. And open that up. I'm going to create a folder called model. And a folder called animations. Here I'm going to import the model, or sorry, the default pose FBX, the shotgun. So it's the mesh with the armature. Just going to quickly open it up just to see. Everything looks fine. Sometimes the faces are inside of it or something. I'm going to go into the animation folder and import. Okay, so with those imported, I'm going to save all. Save selected. I'm going to go into my Clint folder. And there I want to go into the blueprints folder. And I'm going to create 2 more blend spaces. So animation, select blend space. Ask you to select the skeletal mesh, Clint default pose. This one's going to be called Clint Gun Down BSP. I'll create one more. This one's going to be called Clint Gun Up BSP. So I'll open up both of them. Dock it at the top. See this one. forgot. When you're working with multiple blend spaces, it doesn't open up more tabs. You just have to select it down here in the asset browser. So I'll start with the gun down. Like the other blend spaces, I need to call the horizontal speed forward, and the vertical is speed side, minus 1200, 1200. So it goes minus 1200, 800, 400, 0, 400, 800, and positive 1200. And you gotta do the same thing for the vertical, so it's minus 1200, 1200 for the maximum, and then 6 grid divisions. So same thing, has the numbers right here, minus 1200, 0, and then 1200, and then minus 1200 here, 0, and plus 1200. So all I gotta do is drag and drop the animations. So this one is gun down, idle. Gun down, walk, and gun down, run. Okay, so I have to do the same thing with the gun up, so I'm going to open that blend space up, and I have to name all these again. Speed forward, speed side, minimum is minus 1200, max 1200, 6, minus 1200, 1200, and 6. So I need to drag and drop the gun up animations. So the idle in the middle, lock it 400, and run at 1200. So I press Control and then, press Control and move the mouse. It's locking at 400, and running at 1200. So I'll put this back here. It's fine. I'll open up the gun down, and pressing Control, move the mouse. It's locking. And running. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Okay, I just lost the last bit of my video, so I'm just gonna redo it real quick. I'll just show you what I just did. So I went into Clint, opened up the skeleton for the default pose. I went to the wrist socket right here, or the wrist bone. I right clicked and I pressed add socket, and that created this wrist right socket. On the Clint BP, I added the gun, which is invisible right now, but I'll just put it on. With the main mesh of the Clint, I temporarily set it to use animation asset to put him in DaVinci pose, and I placed the gun exactly where I want it. So I place it so that the very last knuckle of his index finger is lined up with the trigger of the gun. After that was done, I created a scene object. I named it wrist right socket, and then up in this drop down parent socket, I went here, I selected the wrist right socket. After that was created, I parented the shotgun to the wrist right socket. So wherever this wrist goes, the gun follows. So if I go back to the mesh and set it back to using animation blueprint, then as you can see, the gun follows the movement of Clint. But because the shotgun is invisible by default, he doesn't have the gun on him, the gun is going to be set to invisible, so uncheck visible. Under NBP, I brought in the two blend spaces that I just created, the gun down blend space and gun up. All you do is right click, just type in the name of the blend space, and it should be somewhere near the top. So the gun down BSP, gun up BSP, and I took these two variables and plugged them right in like this. Yeah, so I disconnected this and I spaced everything out, so it's there's more room to work with. So I created two booleans, one called gun equipped and one called gun up. So I'm going to right click and look for a node called blend poses per, not per, Bible. It's basically, I'm going to get these two variables that I just created. The gun is equipped, and even though this says gun is up, I want to connect it to a not. So the gun is equipped and the gun is not up, and both of these are true. Oops. So I need an and. So if both of these are true, then I'm going to pass you the gun down DSP. If this is false, then it's going to go. Okay, so over here, I'm just going to copy and paste this. Copy and then paste. And for this one, I'm going to get rid of this not. So if gun is equipped and gun is up, as opposed to this one where gun is not up, then if both of these are true, then I'm going to pass in the gun up blend space. If not, then I'm going to pass through whatever's passing through this node here. So these two booleans, I'm going to copy and paste these into the ClinkBP. So gun equipped, gun up. Quickly compile. Because I have the gun equipped and gun up booleans in both this and in BP, as well as the ClinkBP, I'm going to set this boolean from the ClinkBP. So the way to do that is get all actors of class Clint BP copy. So what I want to do is I want to set gun equipped and set gun up. Just pass these through. From the Clint, I'm going to get gun equipped, and I'm also going to grab gun up, get gun up, and I'm going to plug these, think about these first, plug these in. Basically what that means is these two variables from the Clint BP is setting the Boolean in this BP. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to hit compile, and I'm going to go to project settings, and I'm going to so under input, create an action mapping and call it aim. Mouse. Mouse wheel down. Okay, so I'm going to go to Clint BP. First, what I want to do is custom events. Call this gun equip tick. I'll go here. I'll go gun equipped tick. So the event tick constantly fires this, and this is constantly firing out here. So branch if gun is equipped. Create two sequences. Set usability shotgun is true. And gun is not equipped. And this is false. And also the Boolean is set to true. Oh no, I don't need to I don't need that right now. That's good enough for now. to right click and get the aim button that I just pressed. And create a branch. Okay. Gonna quit. Same with this last one. I'm gonna copy and paste. It's released. Then gonna set to true. The button is released. Then gonna is set to false. Okay, this right here is temporary. This gun equip is going to be set somewhere else. So eventually this this tick is going to be removed. But for now, just for this tutorial, I'm going to leave it there. First I'm going to name this in. And so if I play and I press the middle mouse button, which is the aim button, he does nothing. But now, if I go back and I set gun equipped true and compile, so gun equipped set to true, compiled. I forgot, I made a mistake. It should be the aim button should be middle mouse button. It should be this one right here. Instead, I had mouse wheel down, which is not pressing the button, it's turning the wheel. So you want, I want middle mouse button selected. So if I go play now, then I can walk around. But as soon as I press the middle mouse button, he's aiming. I can walk around with him aiming. And as soon as I let go of the button, awesome. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do is I want the camera to move closer to his back, and I want him to rotate as the mouse rotates, like a third-person shooter, and then goes back to regular mode when he's not aiming. Okay, so in order to do this third-person shooter mode, I'm going to go into my other project and quickly grab two things. Copy them. Go back to my Clint project, blueprint. Go back to my this aim function that I created. This actually needs a sequence. So these are the two things that I got from my other project. I'll plug these in. Copy and paste. Oops. So what this is, character orient rotation to movement. By default, in third person mode, we've turned it on because whenever I just say I move in a direction, it moves based on the angle of the camera. So if I press forward, it's going to move forward in relation to the camera. When it's aiming, I'm going to shut that off. When it's not aiming, aiming button is released, and it's going to be turned back on. And also, this is the camera, so the camera location and rotation goes back to normal, which is 0, 0, 0. I'm going to double check one thing. Oh right, I also need this one. So by default, if you grab the root and go all the way down to pawn in the details panel, by default, by default it is turned on, but for a third-person project I always turn it off. But when it's aiming in third-person mode, then I switch it back on. So when the aim button is pressed, it's switched on, and when I let go of the button, it's switched off again. The last thing I need to do is I need to figure out about where I think a good spot for the camera is. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just temporarily move the camera and like I'll rotate it like that. And then I'm going to compare it to the values that I got from the other project. I want to see how this works actually first. So I'm going to set all this back to 0. Back to where it was. I'll compile. Okay, so with that compiled, I'm going to go and hit play. So he's got the gun. Let's just say I'm facing in any random direction, and I press the middle mouse button. And automatically, if I turn the mouse, he rotates with the mouse turn. And I can move forward, I can move side, but I currently have no walk back or walk side animation, so that's why he's sliding. I only have the forward walk and forward run animations. But I can I should nudge the Y. And let's just say 60. Let's see what that looks like. Again, move in any direction, aim. I'm also going to nudge the X, try 200, compile that, press play, define walk around, any random direction, middle mouse button for aim. It's a little bit better. If I let go, make one more adjustment. I want to move it up by 10. 70, and I'll do 220. Compile that. And if I play, that looks better. It's a better angle. So if I let go, he's back in regular mode. Okay, that's basically all I wanted to do for this video. Next video I'm going to do a lot more refinements, and I'm also going to implement the animation where he gets the gun from the back of his truck, as well as the pump animation where he pumps the gun to reload like a new shell or whatever. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and please stay tuned for the next video.